Hey, it's Jerome, North Kentucky Gear Check. This is a video response to North Texas Mag. I'm gonna try to shoot a couple videos actually today, but he just actually did a video a day or two ago, talking about in a bad situation, would you go out and help your neighbors? Would you set up a aid station or a checkpoint or he called it something else too, but would you set up an area to help out your neighbors, to help out your community in a bad situation? And for me, I guess it would depend on the situation. Just to familiarize yourself with my area, I live in Northern Kentucky. I have more than 250,000 people in my in 3 counties of Northern Kentucky, but less than 400,000 in Boone, Kenton, and Campbell counties of Northern Kentucky. But in greater Cincinnati, which I am just south of Cincinnati, right on the border of Cincinnati, there's a little over 2 million people that live. Showing up, yeah, a little over 2 million people showing up in greater that live in greater Cincinnati metropolitan area. Now, just in Northern Kentucky and in 3 counties, there's about 63 ambulances, I think. Get right on the side here, but there's less than 63 ambulances. There's about 63 ambulances in Northern Kentucky. It might be actually 70 now, because that was a statistic I got years ago. A number I got years ago. But still, 63, 70, it's around that many. For as many people as we have in Northern Kentucky, that's not a lot of ambulances. There are 3 mass casualty ambulance, 3 mass casualty trucks in Northern Kentucky. Maybe 4, because the Red Cross might have one too. But still, 3 or 4 mass casualty vehicles in Northern Kentucky. Now, if a situation was bad enough where, let's say, 1,000 people were hurt, if a situation was bad enough where 1,000 people were hurt, that 63 ambulances is not going to do that much. So, you know, it would be in the best interest of my community if I went out and helped. And that is, you know, I'm not going out and just going out non-voluntarily. If it was in my neighborhood, yes, I would go out voluntarily to help. But if it's outside my neighborhood, no, I'm not going out voluntarily. I would not go out voluntarily and help, involuntarily and help. If I was asked to by our community emergency agency, yes. You see that right there. I am a member of the CERT program. If I was asked by our community emergency management, yes, I would absolutely go out and help. But, you know, and that's only if it's a bad situation outside of my neighborhood. So, let's mark this off. If a situation was bad enough where a whole bunch of people were hurt, yes, I would go out in my neighborhood and check on my neighbors and such. Now, before I would even do that, I would assess the situation at my home here before I go and help my neighbors or help anybody else. You know, I would assess the situation at my house, and then I would let me describe it. I would take the time to assess the situation. If it's a weather situation, which it would probably be, then I'll wait for the bad weather to end before I go outside my house. And hopefully, if my house is still standing, my house is pretty solid. But as long as my house is still standing, I know I will be okay, even for a week or two. But it's kind of a hard thing to describe. I've seen people hurt. I've never been in the military, but I've lived, and I've seen my kids born, and I've seen people fighting and gasping for their last breath of life, and that's stuff I never want to see no more. As far as people hurt, anyways. I'm done with kids as far as one day maybe grandkids and stuff like that. But as far as my kids being born, I'm pretty good with, and done with having kids. But I also have, along with my cert bag, this emergency medical bag from Rothko. Just there. Tag right there. Rothko bag. You can get these online for about $35 shipped to your house. And I got one of my labeled keychains on it, which I like. I like that a lot. Let's see if I can show there. Little key tag right there. But I like that a lot. This is it's just a really heavy first aid. I don't know about trauma a whole lot, but I can do a lot with that. I can do a lot with that bag. A bag I also have, here, is this bag right here. I don't know if you can see the brand name on that. But this is a bag I got off of eBay. I used to do a lot of eBay shopping. Now I'm switching more to Amazon. But I got this bag and built it for more additional first aid stuff. And if there's a bad situation, and there was more people helping that did not have anything at all, because I got nurses in my neighborhood. I got a few police officers in my neighborhood, and in a bad situation, more likely there are people that just would want to help, and I can have a little first aid trauma kit just to hand people and say, hey, go take care of Bob over there who's bleeding. But I need to go through this a little more. But it's on a scale from 1 to 10. On a scale from 1 to 10. Let's erase some of the stuff. On a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the worst situation and 1 being a little localized situation. Like, actually, we had a fire here locally. It was a trash depot, maintenance area for our local trash company that caught fire today, and I saw that on the news. If it was a local situation, the local first responders, police departments, fire departments, and hospitals should be able to handle that. If it was a real bad situation like this, where there was a whole bunch of people hurt, ambulances wouldn't be able to pick them up to be able to transport them. And even if they got to the hospital, depending on how bad they're hurt, they may not be treated. So, if I think I have the capabilities and I have the way to describe it. I have the confidence to be able to stop and take care of minor and at least get somebody in a stable situation to be able to get before they get transported to the hospital or help with from a better qualified person. So I guess that's it for this video. I don't know if you have any questions, but if you have any questions, absolutely send me a message or something. Also, something we're working on is communications. I have a couple small ham radios. I need to get some more, but if to be able to communicate not just in my neighborhood but outside, in a localized situation where a whole bunch of people was hurt. Again, it's you gotta I guess look at yourself and look at the situation. If the situation was a long-term situation, a real bad situation, I probably have to take care of my own self, my house first. So I think it's best to assess the situation before you act. So I would take some time just to do that. Thanks for watching, and hope you have a nice day.